Hello, BookTube. I thought I'd do another vinyl shelf tour. Haven't done one in a while, and I enjoy them. So I'm going to start right off here with Portrait of the Artist. Yehudi Menuhin is an Angel Records. And this is Angel Stereo SCB 3727. And let's see, there's 3 records. You got Handel's Water Music. You've got Beethoven Violin Concerto in D major, Opus 61. And then Brahms Sextet number 1 in B flat major, Opus 18. So the Yehudi Menuhin. And then by Realistic, it's actually by Vox, but it's produced for Realistic. Many of you remember the stereo systems. It's 4 stereo LPs produced exclusively for Realistic by Vox, which was a lower price producer of music. The 5 Great Violin Concerti, complete. Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto in D major, Opus 35. And a melody in E flat major for violin and orchestra. We have Beethoven Violin Concerto in in D major, Opus 61, and 2 romances for violin and orchestra, Opus 40 and 50. There's Brahms Violin Concerto in D major, Opus 77, Paganini Violin Concerto number 1 in D major, Opus 6, and Lalo's Symphonic Espagnole, Opus 21. So this is it. So it would have been an inexpensive compilation to show off the stereo system. Produced exclusively by Vox Productions Incorporated for Radio Shack, a division of Tandy. Many of you will remember Radio Shack. Many of you might not. Then we have RCA Victor, the Robert Shaw Chorale, Robert Shaw Conductor, Schubert's Mass in G, Bach, 3 Brahms songs. So this is right here. And this RCA Victor was 1954. So it's choral. And then this one, A Feather in the Breath of God, Sequences and Hymns by Abbess Hildebard of Bingen. Gothic Voices with Emma Kirby and directed by Christopher Page. It's a Hyperion record. A lot of, let me see if they have a date here, an awful lot of, I don't see it, these Hildegard albums came out a while back. One of the earliest composers in the Western tradition, an abbess of Bingen. Enjoy listening to. And then here we have a Turnabout by Vox, another inexpensive production. Carissimi's Balthazar, Anaro, the Story of Adam and Eve, Biblical Oratorios, and then Rudolf Ewerhardt is the conductor. So this, again, I don't see an obvious date. They can be a little much to find on these things. Then, another Turnabout Vox is Monteverdi's The Return of Ulysses. They're excerpts from that. The Santini Chamber Orchestra, Rudolf Ewerhardt again is a conductor. So the same person who did the last one we saw. Sort of a set type of thing there. Then, this is a Musical Heritage Society, and you'll see quite a few of those in my collection. This is Andrew Deller and the Deller Consort. And this is Henry Purcell's King Arthur. So, I was a big fan of Musical Heritage Society. Both in LPs that I started with, and then eventually in CDs. I never did the cassettes, I don't think. So here's a little libretto type of object. You can follow along. And then here's this is Westminster, another not very expensive producer of LPs. Henry Purcell songs, Maureen Forrester. So right there, and from Abdelazar, from Don Quixote, from Fairy Queen, from the Indian Queen, King Arthur, The Mock Marriage, Ode on St. Cecilia's Day, Diocletian, The Tempest, and Timon of Athens. So pretty good selection there. And this is from 1966. Then we have an Argo record, Victoria, Requiem Mass, Sex Vocibus, includes Ave Maria, the Choir of St. John's College, Cambridge, George Guest, director. That's a pretty thing. And this Argo record company, made in England. And, move right along here. This, Das Altwerk, Bird, Morley, Holborn, and Purcell. Right there. So you have Dances and Airs in Nomine, which includes John Tevener, which is pretty neat, and William Byrd, and then Reisakar and Fantasia. So it's Telefunken Decca. Let's see, 1968, and it opens up. I think they see if they have the. Yeah, they do. They have it in the English section here in the middle. So it's English music for recorders and consort of viols from the 16th and 17th century. And the English translation is by Averill Watts. Then here we go with another of these Musical Heritage Society. This is 3 bassoon concerti, works by Vivaldi, J. Seebach, and Gropner. Daniel Smith bassoon, English Chamber Orchestra, Philip Ledger conductor. So it's Musical Heritage Society, and you can always tell with this little symbol there, if hopefully you can see it. And moving right along to a very famous album. If I can grab it here. So this is from Lincoln Center, Isaac Stern, 60th anniversary celebration. So you have Pinchas Zukerman, Itzhak Perlman, and Zubin Mehta leading the New York Philharmonic. Right here. The New York Times loved it, and what's this? Grammy winner. So there you go. It's a fun album. I got a bit of a Itzhak Perlman story. My wife got me tickets to see him perform, and we were up in the boxes. She managed to get him up there. I've never done anything. I felt like that guy in the Muppets. Those 2 guys that are always looking down and laughing and saying odd things, but she wouldn't let me do that. So this is CBS Masterworks, but I love seeing him. I was thrilled to see him and to hear him. And here he is again. Itzhak Perlman plays Fritz Kreisler. They're looking young. And that is an Angel record. And let's see if we have a. They probably have it. 1976. So. Itzhak Perlman. And then RCA Red Seal, the classic French collection, Erato. We have the Pachelbel Canon and 2 suites for string. And then you have Fash, 2 Symphonias for concerto for trumpet. This is Maurice Andre and the Jean-Francois Pelliard Chamber Orchestra. Don't know how well that album cover will come across. It's a little dark. And this is from 1977 RCA. So, and most of us know Pachelbel's Canon in D. And one more of these Musical Heritage Society. Music by C.P.E. Bach, Quantz, Telemann, and Vivaldi, performed on period instruments. So you have recordas, violin, viola, violon, and harpsichord. And I love harpsichord. So there it is. And this was looks like it came out originally in '83, but Musical Heritage Society put it out in '89, so not that old. And then finally on this part of the shelf, Leonard Bernstein. We have Haydn, and it's a Philips Digital Classics. And when did this? It's made in the Netherlands. So anyhow, still has plastic on it, so hopefully it's not impossible to see. So that is. Yeah, that finishes a top section up there of the LPs. I'll move along. I'll do a few more of them. Break up the bookshelf tours with LP shelf tours, vinyl tours. So, hope you're keeping warm, and thank you, BookTube.